Right folks, welcome to this exciting video where you once again join me in the wild landscape of Scotland, and today's video is a little bit different. Today I've stopped on the way home from work. That's how I'm in my dirty hat, my dirty clothes folks, and I'm probably not looking the best for this video, but because I was passing by this piece of land, I just thought it's so cool to stop and document this incredible ancient Scottish history for this short video. Look at it. It's the Pictish stones of Aberlemno, and it's been years since I was ever here. And just look at the detail of that right there. I love to see it, the way it's carved. And look at this one, it's got a hole through the middle of it. And on this side you can see depictions of horsemen and archers. And look at this, it's just amazing to see these ancient Pictish stones. And it's something different for the videos. You know, on this channel we love a variation of history from all different times, and this is from the Picts 2,000 years ago or more, and it's crazy that historical nuggets like this can still be seen to this day. And look at the detail of the carving even on this. All these Pictish symbols often mean different things from that era. And just look at the swirly patterns folks. This is literally one of the finest Pictish stones that even exists anywhere in Scotland or anywhere in the world, and it's here in the village of Aberlemno, Scotland, right next to this little church. Even the church, it's got the old bell and stuff on the end. It's such a picturesque little location. It is a bit breezy, so I put the windsock on the camera for the perfect audio here. Yeah, it's just a fun wee short adventure. This is the first stone, and there's a few more up at the main road, and we'll go and take a look at that next. Yeah, just, it's mad the way they've carved this and shaped it. The detail, I love to see it. And when I was coming past, I just thought, why not stop? So literally like 15 minutes ago, I was underneath a forklift doing a repair, and here I am now, standing in this incredible wonderland, and looking at history like that, it's almost mind-blowing, thinking how long ago it's from. This is a weeknight recording. I'm waiting to actually go home and watch Scotland playing in the Euros folks. Tonight's match, we're playing Switzerland, so I'm excited for that. We obviously got a thumping in our first game from Germany, who are a super good team. But yeah, I'm just right behind Scotland still folks. And then tomorrow night we've got England playing, and it's good to see all those home nations in these tournaments. Anyway, let's head on up and look at these other ancient stones up the road. So they're basically saying the churchyard cross that we just looked at in the video down the road folks, they're saying that was raised to mark a famous Scottish victory over Danish invaders in the early 900s AD. A theory not so likely today. Oh, it's not thought to be likely today folks. So that just shows a lot of the history with these stones, and all like some of those souterrains and stuff that I visit on the videos. Like I've said before on those videos, the history is literally just theories, and often it was theories that came up with years and years ago, before they even had as much information, because now they've obviously had so much archaeology and dug up so much more things. In the early days, like when they were theorising as to what these stones were, they didn't really know. And it's the same with the souterrains. And it's interesting just to see history which is like thousands of years old compared to the usual sorts of history we get on the channel. Sometimes it's wartime or more modern things, but considering how long a thing like this has stood on the land, look at the size of it. This one's just as large as the one down at the graveyard, but this one's far more eroded. And these stones do get covered up through the winter to keep the worst of the weather off them. Yeah, look at the different symbols and patterns folks, it's carved into this. I do apologise for any wind in the audio of today's video, it's blowing through proper strong. And this one's another one of these cross stones. Often these stones were like erected in the land all around places which were like prominent places where they could be seen from far around. And there's loads of theories obviously as to why they were like there. The back of this one's got some incredible carvings on it. I'm not sure how well it comes out considering how bright the sky is behind it. There's men on horseback. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to see when all that mossy stuff kind of grows onto them. Yeah, this one I always think it looks like somebody playing the bagpipes, or somebody standing with a dog. But the actual theories, they basically say this stone has stood in its original socket for 1,200 years. It shows the influence of Christian church, which was flourishing in Pictland more than 200 years after its introduction. The cool thing, even the side of the stones has got amazing carvings and patterns on them. And look at this landscape around the Aberlemno area. It's just a picture postcard scene of Scotland here. And all the fields are growing quite quick. This has been the first sunshine we've had. It was terrible weather at the weekend. I put one video on Monday night and that was all I was able to record at the weekend. That's why I wanted to stop by here and do an extra wee video and keep the adventures coming, folks. This is the crescent stone here. Yeah, so all these stones are in different conditions, and sometimes they were actually ploughed up and stuff in fields. Farmers would get a big stone, then realise when they dug it out, it was a fancy carved stone. Sometimes it's super hard to even see any details on them. In Scotland there is even more ancient massive standing stones which don't have pictures carved into them. And I often wondered and theorised if the Picts actually carved their pictures onto pre-existing stones. That's not actually I've never heard that theory before out there, and I think it is an interesting theory because there was pre-existing massive standing stones. It would have been so easy for them to come along and basically draw their own symbols and pictures on it. And this one here is called the serpent stone. Look at it here. Serpents were often depicted within the Pictish land, but you can clearly see the way the Picts depicted a snake is different to the way we saw the snake depiction when we were in the souterrain under the ground. There was actually a snake carving on the wall and it was different to this, more ancient looking. Another interesting detail, this high hill that you can kind of see up there, that's actually an ancient fort as well. An old hill fort which will date back to the ancient Iron Age times in Scotland as well. There's a mound in the field here, but I don't think it's anything to do with the standing stones. Yeah, so basically it's saying this stuff was carved onto this stone 1300 to 1500 years ago. So like the time scale we're dealing with, folks, it's literally blowing my mind. But there we go, I've documented it. And it is cool to see the different things that they did. And this area is well kept. Like I say, Ken, it's like covered up in the winter. Look at this, it's got these weird kind of like hollows in it. It's hard to even know what's like original to the stone and then what was carved in. But yeah, this area is really well kept, and shout out to everybody that's involved with Aberlemno stones. There was one time years ago in the video that I stopped by here and I was able to go inside the hall where they've got an even larger collection of more rare Pictish stones, and they've actually found them below like the old parish church when they were building it in Kirriemuir. And yeah, the stones are always just hidden within the lands. But there we go, folks, it's been a short wee video looking at the Aberlemno Pictish stones dating back 1500 years at least. And yeah, it's just mad old history. Anyway, I'm ending this one here. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll be back soon with the next one, wherever I end up going.